So Michele, welcome. Mama Chiquita. You may know her as Mama Chiquita on the Instagrams, but welcome, my friend. I am so honored and delighted to co-host this experience with you.
Thank you so much for having me. Sorry, I had some technical difficulties.
Hey, you know what today is? The beginning of Mercury in retrograde. So I think we're really doing great.
It figures.
It is all good. So I would love to I know you have a lot of friends, family, and fans here. So you probably need no introduction, but for our wonderful extended Wish family, I'm wondering if you can give a little bit of backstory about how we connected and just a little bit about why you're such a Wish warrior.
Of course. So it all started with the tarot lady, as you know. I started following an amazing astrologer and tarot reader on Instagram, and that was about a year ago. And I realized at some point, I don't know, like over the summer, in the fall, that she kept mentioning Wishbeads official. And I didn't really, pay attention at first. And then she kept, she would mention her. She had a bracelet. She showed it on the live one day. And I was like, ooh, and that, piqued my interest. I love jewelry. I love setting intentions. So I immediately, after her live, I went on your page and immediately followed you. And, it just started there. And, of course, went to the website, purchased my first bracelet. And that was right before your Wishcircle with a Jish.
Ah, yes.
Which was very impactful. And for anybody who hasn't, seen it, you can go back and watch it. He's a person from India who just has an amazing story, and he was really inspiring to me. So then I just started, seeing all these little synchronicities with Alexa and, following her lives every day, which if you're not already doing it, you really should. They're just so impactful, and her messages she's very funny, and will share a story about her own personal life, swimming in the ocean with the dolphins, etc. But she always does these mic drops, and it just hits you in the heart. It always, you can always find something that applies to your life. And it's really made a big difference for me, during the pandemic, and just doing this, what she calls Wishwork. And we all have wishes and hopes and dreams, and it's a tool to use to make those things come true for ourselves.
Yeah. And there's something about our relationship too that really I want to highlight a bit, because I think it's such a powerful lesson, is that sometimes I've heard this anecdotally, but it resonates for me too, which is we are the stories we tell ourselves. That's the story of our life. And I believe, Michele, it was pretty early on that you won a giveaway. And when
it was your giveaway,
yeah, it was my giveaway
with the Dory, yes.
Yeah, and so when we announced the giveaway, I reached out to her directly on Instagram, and I was like, "Yay, you're the winner!" And you wrote back, "That's so cool. I never win anything." And I said, "Oh, well, now you can change that story. You're the story of someone who wins things." Okay, can you tell me what happened after that, Michele?
So,
or tell us. I know what happened. Tell everybody else.
So I won that first contest, so excited. And literally that was the first line that I wrote back to you. OMG, I never win anything. And, and it was true. And it got to the point where, I didn't even enter raffle contests, for whatever, because I never won anything.
I never win anything.
Never won anything.
You certainly won't win if you don't enter, but okay, go ahead.
Exactly. Of course. Well, that's changed. Now I'm entering every freaking contest I come across. So
Perfect.
So anyways, I won that one. And literally, I think it was, a couple of days later, I thought, oh, here's another one. I'll enter that. Sure. Oh, here's another one. I'll enter that. Why not? I literally won all 3 of those contests in the matter of 2 weeks.
That's awesome.
I mean,
Yeah.
like, what do you even say to that?
What do you say to that? And now you are someone who just wins things like crazy.
Apparently.
And thank you, Michele, for sharing, because I feel like right now what we're doing in this wish circle is truly opening up and expanding our minds to changing our story. You are your story. And as my friend Wendy Cohen reminded me recently, and reminded a few of us recently, I don't know, I don't think she coined this phrase, but it's a great one to remember, which is, where attention goes, energy flows. It is so easy and understandable and right to reinforce your truth, because that's based on your experience. But the more we focus on something, it changes our worldview, it changes our feelings, it changes our thoughts and behaviors. And that can be something as simple that you attach yourself to, that, I never win anything, or I have terrible house karma, or I can never find a good parking spot, or all these tiny little stories we tell ourselves, and then it perpetuates. But imagine, and that's what we're going to do today, but imagine if you really just gave yourself a blank slate to imagine anything, just to see with gentle curiosity what your life could look like if everything felt just right. So wishing, in my purview, doesn't mean that you're wishing for things. Maybe you are, but it's the thing that's never really going to be the thing that satisfies you. It's almost wishing for a state of being or a circumstance where it's a feeling, it's an energy and a vibration in a situation that you are longing and you have a desire to experience in your lifetime. But once we see it, it actually is your little soul map. I heard that from my friend Lee recently, your little soul map of where you want to go. But once you see it, it's much easier to backtrack and understand and figure out, how did you get there? It's very logical, little tiny steps that you take to start going in the direction of your dreams so that you actually can make it happen. And that's why I love Michelle's story, is that we have these little things that we tell ourselves, and then they determine our behavior. So you really won't win if you don't enter. And it doesn't mean that you're an unlucky person or not a winner. It just means that the concept kept you a bit stuck, kept you a bit in a situation where you're actually bringing about your own reality because you believe it to be true. Why bother? Why bother putting my name in the raffle? I never win anything. As opposed to, I might win. And I was actually at an event. Kim, maybe you can unmute yourself. I was at an event. There was a raffle. And Kim, can you just share a little bit what happened with you? I just remembered that right now.
Yeah, this was a couple of years ago. We went to an event and they had a raffle for a one-on-one with a spiritual healer, essentially. And I was like, oh yeah, I do win. I'm going to just put my name in it. And I was like, I'm going to win this. I leaned over and I was like, I think I got this one. And sure enough, they were like, and Kim O'Kane. And I was like, yep, that's right.
I mean, there were hundreds of people there.
Yeah.
But it was like, sometimes you can put yourself in alignment where, this is absolutely within my ability. Now, sometimes I have big wishes. One that I shared on the gram today, which was, I've shared it several times, to create an event where 1 million people are wishing at once. An event that's a concert with real people, people in person. And then it's going to be also broadcast virtually. So we have this 1 million wish event. This is not necessarily going to happen in a month. So some wishes that we have, we accept that the journey, I'm so excited to experience the wild journey that is of alignment of these things coming together. I'm so delighted to experience how it's all going to come together and then share the story. It may be years, it may be 10 years from now. So what? 10 years is going to come regardless, but it's so fun when you identify that thing that you're excited to create in your life and then see what happens. But the energy, the fuel for that is positivity, is earnestness, is curiosity, persistence. Just there's little ways of being that really support the alignment of that. So anyway, that is what we do when we wish. That's what we do when we come together. That's what we do when we cheer each other on. And Michele, can you also share with us a little bit about, well, first of all, what are you most excited to share about your Wishbeads or Wishwork journey so far? When you thought about this event today, is there any stories that come to mind or anything that you want to share before we dive into the visualization?
I don't know. It's just, I guess for me, it's just been a very powerful experience so far. Like I said before, I just started seeing all these synchronicities. One funny little thing that happened was I was listening to your live one day driving to Target, and this was shortly before Christmas. And you were talking about, different things, and you were talking about Wonder Woman and being powerful. It was when you were having a problem with somebody who is copying your thing.
There are now multiple companies copying my.
Yes, but this was the first one.
This was the first one that really,
out.
Yeah, that was a painful moment. Yeah.
Yes. And you were talking about Wonder Woman and, how the bracelets were like your, fighting off, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, I go into Target and I was looking for Christmas lights, which there were none because everybody went crazy with Christmas lights this year. And I just was cutting down an aisle, and in my peripheral vision, I see a Wonder Woman ornament. And I was like, okay, I have to get this and I have to send that to her. And I did.
You did.
And
Wait,
it's just all
you
those
keep talking. I'll be right back.
It's just little things like that. And, all those little feelings that when you question your intuition or you question, is that real? Am I just coming from a place of fear, or am I just coming from a place of, I don't know, but it's just really listening to all of those little signs. And I don't know, I feel like everybody that's here today, we were all meant to be here and to share in our collective energy. And, I don't know, it's just a really special thing. It's really come to mean a lot in my life. And I love sharing it with everybody. I think when I counted, I think I bought 20 bracelets for Christmas for people because I want to share this feeling and this inspiration to, because we all have wishes and dreams and hopes and, yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's so beautiful. And I think there's also something that's been so beautiful about 2020 and about, Michele, you mentioned that you were following the Tarot Lady a year ago. Well, a year ago, basically literally about a year ago, I was in Hawaii on a retreat with the Tarot Lady, and she was getting up really early in the morning to do her lives. So we were watching her. I didn't know who she was before that. And I was watching her lives, from the dining room while she was in the living room doing the lives. And I thought, this is so cool. And then of course, 2020 happened. And she was the reason why I started doing my lives, was I just thought, what a beautiful way to connect with people. What was amazing about it is that now there is this beautiful community that is supporting one another. So let me tell you, this beautiful gesture of Wonder Woman is I'm so grateful, Michele, for that just the beautiful thing to have this little, basically toy show up in the mail was so thoughtful. And so I was so delighted that now it sits on my desk and it reminds me of friendship, support, staying strong. Because of course, if whether it's a copycat company or some other ding dong showing up on your inbox, you know, there's life is full of challenges, but when you can remember your personal power and feel the energy of support, of friendships, of connections, it makes everything much easier. And I think that that's why in my business, I'm really understanding that what I love about Wishbeads is the teaching. It's so much more than jewelry. It's about all the possibility that lies in the simple tools that we have, like monthly wish circles and the Wishwork and the emails. And then I'm going to be opening up a course, a 4-week course about doing the Wishwork with people, because I think there is more of a room to cheer each other on. And that's what we're doing here. And so that's my invitation to you today, is that with a gentle thought of possibility, just step into this experience without judgment, just not judging the experience, you know, just allow it to unfold with a kind of gentle curiosity. So what are we up for now? We are going to actually do the visualization. So here's my little recommendation. If you can, perhaps you have your little device nearby, maybe just give it a silent, like put it on silent mode. It's okay if noise comes up, that's fine. You know, life is noisy and that's all right. But now we're just gonna kind of create a little space for us for some quiet, some reflection. I'm gonna put on a little bit of music that I have. I just need you to let me know if you can hear it, because sometimes Zoom gets a little funny with music, but I like to play a little music with this. So let's see what we've got here. I'm gonna see if we can turn this on. Okay, and I'll turn it up, and then maybe with a thumbs up or thumbs down, you can tell me how the sound level is. Good. Jeanette says it's good. Everyone says good, good, good. All right, so now here's what we're going to expect. I'm going to guide you through a visualization, but if you do not see something, that's okay. Sometimes it's a feeling. Sometimes you're just allowing the experience to wash over you, and that's okay too. We're going to just get comfortable wherever you are. Maybe stay seated. Get comfortable. So if you want to lay down, fine. Sometimes we fall asleep when we lay down, but I encourage you to just get comfortable. Maybe imagine a really soft smile. There's a gentleness with the energy of this experience. You don't have to work at something. You don't have to grasp at anything. This is an experience that is actually already inside of you. So by quieting your mind and coming back home to yourself, you're just opening up your ability to see, just to see what is already there. So let's come home to ourselves by taking a nice big deep breath in and then gently exhaling out slowly. Coming home, take a nice deep breath in and then exhale slowly. Letting go of any energy that doesn't feel good to you right now. Just let that go. Breathing in again deeply, allowing that air to come into your lungs and to fuel your cells. Bringing in new energy, new expansion, and slowly letting it out. Allowing that exhale to go longer and deeper than even your inhale. Let it go. Keeping your eyes closed, let's just Clean your body energetically. Just give it a nice big boost of light by picturing a soft, gentle showering of light coming from high above your head. This golden, gentle light is softly raining down on you, starting by the top of your head, slowly, slowly penetrating, touching your mind. The light is wrapping around your eyes, your ears. And as this light penetrates inside of you, it is nourishing your cells, releasing any energy that is stuck or blocked, moving down your spine, your neck. This light is gently, gently moving into your torso, nourishing your cells, your muscles, your skeleton, all with gentle, cleansing light. Feel this light come down your shoulders and your back, your arms, your elbows, anywhere where your body is wanting to hold on. Allow that light to touch it gently and let it go. Seeing that light move down your arms to your wrists, your hands, your fingers. Now imagining this light wrapping around all of your beautiful organs. See this light around your lungs and your heart, your stomach, your intestines, your entire torso gently filling with light, nourishing your cells, nourishing your energy, allowing this energy to move down towards your hips, feeling your body grounded on the seat. Your legs are light, releasing any tension in your knees or your ankles. Seeing this light move down into your feet. You are a vessel of light. You've always been light. You will always be light. And now bring your attention to the center of your chest, to the area right around your heart. Here is a very special place. Here your little soul map has always been. But right now I invite you to imagine whatever color light you wish, but imagine that there is a beautiful ball of light right here in the center of your chest. Picture that ball of light right now. There it is, your light, a light that you were born with. And as you breathe in, imagine this light is growing in intensity. And as you exhale this light, your light is expanding. And one more time, as you breathe in, this big ball of light in the center of your chest is growing in intensity. And as you exhale, this light is expanding. Coming home to yourself, One more time. As you breathe in, this light is growing in intensity that it becomes a beam of light. And as you exhale, imagine that light is shooting out from the center of your chest like an old-fashioned movie projector. And it's shining your light on a screen that's in front of you. Picture that screen right now. Your light is dancing on that screen, projected from the center of your being, the center of your heart. And slowly, slowly, that light, just like a projector, is coming into focus, showing you a moment in time in the future where everything feels just right. Softly, gently, with love and curiosity, allow that light to come into focus right now. Now imagine yourself moving slowly, slowly towards the screen. You imagine yourself walking closer and closer and closer until your nose touches the screen. And with the next inhalation in, imagine yourself merging with this moment, and suddenly you are there. And allow yourself to exhale in the presence of that moment. You're there, living the moment where everything feels just right. Be there now. Awaken your senses. What do you see in this moment when everything feels just right? Where are you? What do you hear? See if you can notice one distinct sound. Hear it now, in this place where everything feels just right. What can you feel? Is there wind? Is there something nearby that you can touch? What does it feel like? What words would you use to describe that feeling? Allow yourself to relax into this moment. Allow it to come into focus. Allow yourself to feel, what does it feel to be here in this place where everything feels just right? What 3 words would you use to describe those feelings? And now for a little exploring. Allow yourself to move around. Notice details. What catches your attention? What tiny thing do you notice in this time and place where everything feels just right? Notice it now. See if you can picture, are you alone or are you with other people? Get curious about yourself. What are you wearing in this time and place where everything feels just right? Just drink in as many details as possible, as many feelings as possible, and know that this beautiful place is yours. It's inside of you. It's always been inside of you, and you can return here anytime you want by connecting to this light, by setting your intention right now to remember the details. These details are your little soul map of what you're ready, willing, and able to create in your life. By setting your intention now to remember, this has powerful details for you to take action towards, to bring into your life. So be there and take it in. And now look around and see if you can notice just one more detail. You may need to look behind you. Taking in the environment, the sights, the smells, the details, something you can touch, the words that describe how you feel. All of these details you will remember. You will draw from when you need to. This energy is like a battery that's inside of you, and you can pull from this energy anytime you wish. And as we transition to come back to this time and place, just trust that your special, special time and place that you're experiencing right now can be accessed by connecting to the center part of your body, to where your little soul map lives. And when you're ready, very slowly, slowly, bring your awareness back to your body, back to the chair where you're sitting right now, feeling the weight of your body on the chair and your feet on the ground. Slowly, slowly wiggle your fingers and toes. And when you're ready, take a big deep breath in and bring your awareness back to your room, to your time, on this day, and our wish circle. And when you're ready, slowly, slowly, slowly open your eyes and come back. Well, hello and welcome back, everybody. How was that for everyone? Yay, yay. Good, good, good. This makes me wonder why I don't do this like every day. I mean, I meditate, right? How was that, Michelle, for
It was
you?
lovely. It was lovely as usual. And I ended up visualizing something that I was not expecting.
Do you want to be brave and share? Well, you're brave anyway, no judgment, but do you want to share?
Sure. It was so funny. At first, I wasn't thinking I was going to be able to get my brain in the game because just was nervous about today and, I didn't think I was going to be able to drop in, but I did. And the first thing was I was in a very, big, squishy, comfy chair.
Mm,
And I realized during it that it was in a new home. And that is something that we've been thinking about. And, it'll take some time, but I could just picture the living room like so clearly with a big bay window and, that looked out onto my garden. And it was really crazy because I wasn't expecting, that type of visualization at
yeah,
that time.
so fun. And then how does it make you feel to see it, especially when you weren't expecting it?
Really
Mm,
excited because it's something that my husband and I, have talked about on and off for years, about selling, our current home and moving maybe to another state or, another area in Massachusetts or whatever. So it's there, it's waiting.
yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
And then like on a really practical, can I like, because I'm always like a little bit woo woo, but also like super practical. So I
That's the
love,
Taurus in you.
yeah, it's a totally, I'm like, we'll get ground people. Um, but there is a part of me that loves that sometimes when you have an idea like we should move and it feels daunting because you're like, oh my gosh, where should we move? And there's so many questions. But when you have a visualization, there's actually clues inside the visualization of giving you very important information so it can narrow down the choices. So, if, for example, you saw a bay window, looking out from the window, what do you see? Are there mountains there? Is there a forest there? What does it feel like? Because when you can see these certain things, it gives you information. On the flip side, sometimes there's this gap between what we see and then what we experience right now. But suddenly you're in this comfy chair. So you can step back and say to yourself, comfy chair. One, is there a chair? Well, let me ask you before I go into this, Michelle, what did it feel like? What were you doing in that comfy chair? Really, like more specifically, how were you feeling? Can you describe comfy chair to me, like that comfy chair?
I was like curled up in it. It was a big, like, super squishy, and I was drinking a cup of tea.
Mm, okay. So there is this element of one, self care. So taking time for yourself, it sounds like, was it during the day?
Yep. Mhm.
Great. During the day, are you someone who typically quiets down and has a cup of tea in the middle of the day and something squishy?
No. Definitely not.
Interesting. So, isn't it sort of interesting how you can even take this one moment and integrate it right now?
Mhm.
Instead of feeling like, oh, I will be happy once I buy the chair, buy the house, get in all these things. But the other part of wish work is bringing the energy of your wish, the essence of your wish to your life right now. So, what would it look like? Tomorrow is Sunday. So, typically that can be a day that's sort of earmarked for rest, even Saturday. what would it feel like if you gave yourself that experience? So that may be cozying up in your bed or creating something cozy. No matter what house you live in, you can create a cozy-ish experience. You can create a tea experience during the day. What would it feel like to you to just make that happen? Like make your wish come true today, you know?
Yeah.
So that's part of the way that you can play with this idea of wishing and play with this idea of time so that we don't stay stuck in a story that's like, well, I'll guess I'll be happy the minute I get a new house. Because buying a new house is a complicated thing for lots of different reasons. So we want to empower ourselves with bringing the essence of our wish, even a piece of it, to our lives right now. It could also mean like maybe getting one new piece of furniture, like the cozy chair. So you can bring a piece of that and be like, I took action. I found this chair that I love. I donated this other chair that I don't love so much, and I'm going to admit that. And I'm going to save extra cash to pay for it too by something I'm going to inspire myself to do. You know, there's ways that you can make this a game, but I don't believe to say that you can only be happy once you obtain the thing. It's just a thing. It's just a house. We deserve to feel the happiness right now and bring that into our life right now. So that was just sort of just one way to look at that, and I hope that's helpful.
Definitely.
Yeah. Does anyone else want to share? It takes some bravery to share your wish.
I do.
Yay!
Oh, hey, hold on one second. I'm gonna just put my earbuds in because I was just trying to recharge my phone.
No problem.
Okay. There we go. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, good. So Alexa, again, thank you. I love these wish circles.
Yay!
And I was here on the last one you had, and at that time, what I wished for was I wanted to be the executive director of a grief support organization in Los Angeles. And I said, I threw my hat in the ring, and we'll see what happens. And that's what I was looking at. Okay. And the main reason why I wanted to, be a part of this organization is because I really wanted to make some changes within it. I wanted to develop a kind of like an online community for older kids and teenagers, where they could virtually connect and speak to each other, and there's really nothing out there for that age group. They have them for adults now, but nothing for that age group. Anyway, I didn't get the position. And I'd written this letter too about all these changes that I wanted to do, and which is probably not the best way to ask for a job and say, here's what's wrong with you. This is what I want to do.
But good for you to own your truth. I love that.
The organization. So I'm like, all right, I didn't get it. I got this email a couple of weeks ago, but I made this great contact with another woman who runs this organization called healgrief.org. It's really terrific. I spoke to the founder, and she has something for young adults already, for like college students and that thing. And so I talked to her about opening it up for someone younger, and she goes, oh, it's interesting. And I told her about the organization that I'd was working with, and she said, oh yeah, I was the chair of the board there for like 10 years. And I said, really? She's like, I'm not surprised though about your story. She's like, because the reason why I left and I started my own organization is because she's like, I didn't want to be a part of a coffee group. I wanted to make a difference in the world. So I started this. She's like, so I'm not surprised that, your suggestions kind of fell on deaf ears, because I don't think they really are, looking to change anything. But she, however, was though. And she loved my idea. She said, look, I'll handle all the logistics if you want to be the champion and you can make this, thing work and help, on the marketing side. And I said, yes. So we're doing that. And she's also I also talked to her about doing something for, people that have lost, for widows, and especially for suicide, which is very, it's something that's very, very specific, very specific type of grief. She said, you know what, that really needs to happen too. She immediately tagged that to get some more information on her site. And then I'm going to start hosting a group there. So it's interesting all that happens. So,
oh my God, it's amazing. And I'm so thrilled for you. And first of all, I just want to also acknowledge that your energy is on fire. And I mean, I'm honored to have seen you before. And it just feels like the momentum that you've created. And I want to highlight the fact that sometimes your wish takes on different forms. And so you didn't get the job, but the universe was looking out for you. You were looking out for you. And even though it wasn't showing up the way you thought, it's like this or something better. And so somehow there's a way when your intentions, especially because your intentions are so intertwined with selfless giving and helping others, you are going to be like supported and like moved forward and just like all of it. And it's just so beautiful to see the joy, your joy.
And just
Your
making those
joy.
connections have been so amazing. So this is kind of a lengthy way I'm going about this. So my wish now, because now I'm doing it. I'm doing really, what I want to be doing. So my wish now is the other thing that I really want to be doing is writing, and writing in the same space, in the same grief space.
Yeah.
And so I've been taking writing classes and, just trying to get my, my brave out, just to get my words out. So right now my visualization was one, visualizing myself. I saw myself at a new home also in California by the beach, which is where I love and where I'm from.
Yeah.
But it was a book launch, and I could see my girls there, but they were, older, like teenagers, and I could see my books out everywhere, my name on there, and everyone's, talking, and my girls are there, and I could feel all the details, like a lemon tree next to me, and I could hear, a wind chime. And when you said look behind me, I looked behind me, I could see inside the house, and that it was my house, because I have got this like life-size gold Buddha that my husband bought years ago.
Aww.
And I could see that there. And so I could see that all coming in. It was sunset, and it was very, very real. Felt really real, which is great. So so that's the new wish now.
Ooh, I
so
love
thank
it.
you for that, though. But thank you so much for doing these, because these are just awesome. And I just, really to put yourself into, your wish like that. That's just amazing. So.
Oh my gosh. Well, Leslie, we are all cheering you on.
Thank you.
Your work
Yay.
is going to help so many people. And
I hope so.
So then, there's too many things. Okay. First thing is, Leslie, I'm curious. Remember when we spoke before where I had suggested maybe moving some things in your house?
Oh, yeah. And I did. I saged the shit out of it. So I bought a bunch of white sage. And my girls are going, I'm like, let's just sage everywhere. Go off.
Okay. Amazing.
So we did that. I wasn't able to pick up the moon water you mentioned because they were out of stock. But
do you know the moon water is Barbara Moradian? She's right here. She's I Love Love. I got so much moon water in my house. I should be like a moon water distribution center at this point. I spray. My kids don't know this, but I spray their rooms when they're not in them. But yes, we spray like crazy. She's back in stock. Go to ilovelove.com.
I'm gonna check again. I'll check again, Barbara. So I used the white sage, and we cleared out, moved things around, and it has a lot better energy, where we are. I'm looking forward to moving, but it's good. We're doing good.
Obviously something is working, and I am so proud of you. It's just phenomenal. And this idea that you can identify something that you want and take action towards it, like send the email, put the ideas out there, and trust yourself. So if your heart is saying, I got to tell them what I want to make, I'm going to declare it. This is what I see. And it's so beautiful that you did that. Number one, they already knew, this woman with all the changes. Yeah, that's not for us. We just want somebody to toe the line. But then the other thing was you had this declaration that was already done. So when this new contact came in, you're like, this is a no-brainer. I'm just going to cut, paste, forward. This is what I have in mind.
Yeah, no, she was great. And so open to it on the phone. Like, she's actually changing the survey while I'm speaking to her, so she can tag people that, lost someone like to suicide, and just doing that so she can start creating a group. And she was wonderful, just so
amazing.
Open and
someone who you want to be like in this quote playground with. Do you know what I mean? Like,
because she's just a go-getter. She's just like, let's do it. Let's make it happen.
And then on the flip side, I love the fact that you're weaving in tools in your immediate. Again, you don't want to wish and create this gap that feels like this is I can't be happy until I get my dream job, until I get that external validation. No, you said, I'm going to, take Alexa's, sort of suggestions, and I'm going to sage the shit out of my house. And I'm going to like move some pillows around. Like, I don't feel like painting a wall, but we're going to move some things around, and my
Yeah.
girls will feel the energy. And I guarantee you, Leslie, that your energy right now, your girls are feeling that. And that happiness is spilling from you to them. And that's a huge part of recovering and finding new joy in life. And I'm so proud of you. And I know that
Thank
and
you.
we talk about the selfless giving to making your wishes come true. Yes, this is Leslie's wish, but can you imagine how many people that are going to benefit from when her wish
hope so.
comes true? You know?
Yeah.
And so use that vision, Leslie, of your book launch to see like, well, what does the cover look like? And now you can know that when you're looking for another house, whether it has like, depends on how big that lemon tree is. Maybe you're looking for a house that you'll know when you see it because there'll be a lemon tree there. There is magic alchemy because you are creating, everybody on this and anyone listening in the future, you are creating the story of your life. You're creating it. It's coming from you. It's not happening to you. You are the author of your life. And when we can start to play with this and start to expand our idea of what's possible, suddenly we see new, signs, symbols, coincidences. Maybe we're doing the wish work, or you're attending this and you thought, man, that woman, Leslie, really inspired me. I should have a pre-written email about what I would do with this organization. You never know what's going to happen. Maybe. And this idea that once you take action, you will see for yourself what happens. And it may be a no, but the no is only to keep a door closed because this other door is supposed to open. You don't know. So you have to keep yourself open, curious, positive, proactive, and also find support. Find a wish buddy. Find a community that can help cheer you on. So this community may be meeting once a month here. It may mean finding someone to say, I found this company Wishbeads and doing the 21 days of Wishwork, or get my book, but just find your own wish buddy and see what happens when you have that mirrored experience, when you have that sort of like, let's just do this together. I put so many tools out there that you can do them in so many different ways, but the trick is to do them. Because we all read like some kind of book or we take a class, but if you just take it as information, like, that's interesting, that's a powerful first step. But where you start to see it and live it and experience is if you just take a little bit of action, a little bit, and play with it with curiosity. Because seriously, Leslie, you're like a different lady. You have a different energy. You're the same person, you're always the same magnificent person, but this energy of light and enthusiasm and glowing, this is a really exciting thing for you. And I'm so happy for you.
No, thank you. It did make a big difference. I mean, one, your wish circle and after we last spoke, but also making that connection, and having that support right away really just helped me. So
Yay!
But it started here, so thank you.
Well, it's another fun thing. So before, I know we're at 1 hour, but I must just give you just a little bit of guidance also. We can stay a little bit later for those of you who want to stay. But the question is, what happens next? You're like, now what, Alexa? Well, here's where I invited you in the visualization to remember the details. Here's where we want to actually capture the details. We want to bring them down from the ether of your imagination and bring them down to life. So whether you have my Wishwork book or a journal or any journal, or even your computer, give yourself a good 20 minutes, and I know you got 20 minutes, to challenge yourself to write what you saw, what you felt, what you experienced, writing it in present tense language. It's not as if this thing sometime happened in the future or in the past. In Alexa's wish circle, I experienced this thing. It happened to me in the past. No, put yourself there right now. I'm standing, I'm swimming, I'm signing my books. My friend is standing under my lemon tree. I look behind me. I see be there in the present tense. And if you get stuck where you're like, well, I didn't really, bye, Inbal, nice to see you. If you got stuck and let's say, Alexa, I didn't feel, I didn't have it. It wasn't Technicolor. It's okay. You can go back and re-listen to this recording. We're going to upload it to my Wishbeads YouTube channel. But also you can give yourself trust that the experience is inside of you. And if you've never done stream of consciousness writing, sort of where you just put the pen to paper and you allow yourself to write. No one's going to read this. So just write and allow new details to emerge without judging it. Just allow it another visual or non-visual or just writing experience to emerge that may have some clarity, or it may have moments. All of that is good too. So we have already planted the seed inside of you. You may decide to do a doodle or paint a painting or plant a garden where you tend to it and it feels like it. Ooh, Chef Girl Hawaii showed, she was just doing something. Oh, she's got pictures happening. That's right. You can make a vision board, which includes snippets of what you saw. Oh, Jillian's like, word, I'm seeing, I'm doing it. But there's a way that, you know, I did make some of this stuff up. So it's not like there's like rules here. It's creative exploration based on all the other ways that people creatively express their deepest desires. But the experience that you had was a little window into the deepest part of your being, what you're longing to create. So again, I'm going to go back to Michelle's visualization. She had this moment where she's in a cozy chair holding a cup of tea in the middle of the day. That really is something that you can create, Michelle, in your life. And then with curiosity, say, what is this? How does this shift feel to me? What does this mean to me? Just gentle reflection, a little self-care, taking time for yourself. I know you take care of a lot of people and chickens in your world. You know, that's why they call her Mama Chiquita. But what would it mean? What would it feel like? What would it feel like to create that experience for you right now? What would it feel like, Leslie, to just take your journal and sign it as if you were signing your book? Like, why not? Just to creatively split, because that's how we create, with our imagination, with our intentions. And then we nurture it just like we nurture seeds, and make sure that we're watering it, putting it in the sun, dusting it off, giving it nutrients. And it will take some time, just like a seed takes time to grow. Barbara has a question.
I don't have a question, but I'm like blown away because I talked to my best friend. She's the other Barbara in here.
Yeah.
I talk to her often about you, and I'm like, oh my God, I love Alexa. I love like I should have a shirt made that says I love Alexa.
And then they're gonna think it's your device.
I'm like always talking about you. But I find it so interesting. Like I didn't have like a thought going in. I just grabbed the crystal off my nightstand and was like, I'm just gonna let whatever come in. I don't think that I came for me today. I think that like my intuition brought her today, because I find it so fascinating that Michelle and Leslie are talking about buying a house, and she's been so stressed about buying a house. They've been looking and they've been searching, and I told her, I'm like, the house is out there. I had a vision of this house, you know, and I didn't tell her what it looked like because I wanted her journey to like unfold the way it should. So I was like, I'm not going to taint you with what I saw, but I know I saw it. So I think that's so beautiful, because I came and I was like, you have to come. And I was like up her butt about it. I was like, you should come on Saturday. And I sent her the information. I was like, you can come. And then she called me right before and was like, I don't have the email. And I was like, no, you're coming. I'll send you.
You will
money.
be me.
Yeah. So I was like, you have to come. So I think it's so fascinating that the one day that I felt compelled to like bring her in, you guys are all talking about envisioning like your home and like visualizing your new homes, because that's exactly what she's working towards. I have chills right now, which is crazy. And then thank you guys in the comment section. I see you guys saying that you love my waters. I have mine here. So you guys are so, so kind. I'm so glad that you guys love them. And I also I think she's gone because I don't see her, but I wanted to say,
she's there. She's like a little bit shadow, but I see you.
No, I was talking about Billy. I wanted to say shout out to Billy because I love me some Billy.
Yeah. I have an entire shelf of all my different waters, and because I'm not very good of signs of the zodiac, I don't even know which one's which. It doesn't matter. I just spent energy in front of them, and I'm like, which one do I need? And then I randomly pick one, and then I spray it everywhere.
Yep. Sometimes I'll grab a specific one, but the majority of the time I'll just reach over it and I'll just grab whatever I'm grabbing and I'll go with it. And I have them on a little tray and I just go with whatever I feel like grabbing that day. But
They're
I'm
so
so
delicious.
I'm so blown with like the house thing because I'm like, okay, I didn't really envision anything. Today was just mostly colors. I did grab a little rose quartz skull and oh, it's blown out, but I had that in my hand. And at the very end of the visualization, I was just like, nothing's gonna come in. And out of nowhere, I see this like thing coming out of the fog and it zooms right at my face. And it was a skull. And then I open my eyes, forgetting that I'm holding the skull. And then I'm like, wait, the skull. That was what came in at the last second. So I didn't
That's
get
so
anything.
cool.
But I think today was meant for her. I think she was meant to be here today.
Well, and your name's Vanessa, right? Your friend?
No, Jessica.
Oh, I don't know why I got Vanessa. Jessica, did you want to share a little bit about your experience? You don't have to.
Well, I really, I came in with no expectations. I was really looking forward to the meditation. And I envisioned, I went into the future. I have, my husband and I are going on a joint venture together. I'm going to be working with him, going from like working at a high stress nonprofit that is just, I went in with good intentions, but it's really taken a toll on me. And so I know that I have to, for my own mental health and my own well-being, I have to pull out of this. I was there for a reason. I feel like that was served and it's time for me to move on. So I was just moving into that future and those happier times that I can envision, kind of like building and growing our family. And then I was it was weird because I was there for a split second, and then I went to like the summertime and camping and nighttime and fire and stars and being in that moment that we spoke about, but I was there. And you know, with everything that's going on and everything's up in the air about what our future plans will be, what that's going to look like, what we'll be able to do, what we won't be able to do. It was such a joy to say to myself and be in that moment and be like, no, this can happen. Like, we're gonna be there, and it's gonna, and all the feelings in that moment, it was just bliss. It was love. It was bliss. So, and then the house stuff, yes, I'm it's been stressful, you know. It's not, but it was lovely to hear that I can use this as a tool to work on visualizing that and having that and just looking forward to that.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think even that idea of, do you have in the place where you're currently living, do you have a fireplace?
No.
Okay. Because I was going to say, so even if we don't have, so again, trying to remember that we have the ability to bring a little bit of what we see to our lives right now, because we like that, right? We want it now. So even if you light a candle and you and your husband create a night where you have a candlelight dinner, you put a big candle in front of you, that idea of the fire and nighttime and fun and connection and calm, you know, where you open up the blinds and maybe see the moonlight or something, you can bring that to your life right now. And it also, in those moments that feel stressful, go back and remember and imagine camping. Go ahead and put on Spotify one of a playlist that's like, you know, crickets chirping. I guarantee you it's out there. Anything you want, you basically can, like,
that's when you said you hear one sound, that's exactly what I heard. I heard the crickets. And then
the crickets,
it
they're having
transitioned
a whole
into the crackling
symphony.
fire. Yeah.
So put that sound in your world and you will watch how it shifts your energy. Then your energy changes your thoughts, and then your thoughts are changing your actions. And then suddenly you're just having this amazing moment where you're living a little moment of your wish. And I used to live in Chicago, and I don't know if you're in Chicago, but I used to live in Chicago, and mano, those are some long winters. Those are some long winters.
And
So
I'm an outdoors girl, and I just love it, and I miss it.
Yeah. So even if you have to bundle and go for an evening walk and then come home and have hot cocoa or over a candle, there is a way that you can creatively bring some of that energy. Otherwise, you live a story that's like, I can't be happy until we move. I can't be happy until it's summer. I can't be happy until I'm camping. And that's just not true. You deserve happiness right now.
Yeah.
You create happiness. You can make conscious decisions to bring your version of happy to you. And the minute you do that, you're like, whoa, that was easy. And then it starts to build on itself. So the same way that Leslie's like, oh, wow, I just called in my ultimate dream job. And now I'm going to go write my book, you know?
I love that.
And that's how it works. That's how it works no matter what it is that you're wishing for.
You know, her birthday's coming, and I'm totally gonna get her one of those wood wick candles. You light it up, and it has
I love
a
it.
wick, and it crackles like a crackling fire.
I'm
It
familiar.
sure does.
They're
I
also
didn't know
gonna
about
do
that.
A Wishbeads
Yeah,
bracelet coming
yeah.
for her because she needs a Wishbeads.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's so great. That's so great. And yeah, it's true. There's really fun, simple ways that suddenly the world can be like, boom, I totally feel magical. It's not like we don't have our rough moments. We all do. We all do. Even me, we all do. But we have tools. And our tools are what fortify us. And our tools are what keep us moving forward, staying focused, feeling good, staying positive. We need to work our tools. And the more that we do it, it actually benefits the people that don't really know about the tools, or they're busy doing their own thing. But again, we're not necessarily doing it only for them, but it's the added benefit. So if you can't do it for yourself, think of all the people that you're going to help as a result of your wishes coming true.
Yes, I received that. Thank you.
Yay! Well, this has been an absolute delight. Thank you all for being here for the Wish Circle. I love seeing your faces, and those of you whose faces I don't see, I love that you're even here. And even if you're listening to this in the future, keep on wishing, staying positive. You all deserve to have every one of your wishes, dreams, and goals come true, and you can create it. And our journey, and Jenny just said she put her first wish into her wish bracelet. Yay! I have so many wishes right now. It's ridiculous. I do. There's actually completely loaded. They're all loaded and ready to go. But this idea is really just to have you remember how powerful you are. There's nothing that is outside of you. It's just remembering that it's inside of you, remembering that you have more tools, more support, more love than you realize. But when we recognize it, even just gently, you can start to build that muscle. And once you build that muscle, it grows and grows and grows and grows. And then you can shine and be the leader for other people in your life and in your world. And that's how we change the world. That's what we're doing here. So thank you all so much. And Michele, I'm going to give you an extra huge round of support, because not only is she is like an unbelievable Wishbeads supporter, just like when she told me how many bracelets she bought, I was like, wowzers. But not just that. I love the fact that you stepped into this opportunity where you have so beautifully exercised new muscles of putting yourself out there. And we all have learned from you. And so thank you for that. Thank you for being such a brave wish warrior.
Thank you. And I'm so thankful for you and for inviting me today. And I'm so thankful for everybody that showed up. It was great. It was beautiful.
It is. It's really, really an honor. And I do take Sundays off, but I am on Instagram every morning at 8:30 a.m. Pacific. And what's nice about it, and I'm just realizing this now, is that a lot of the same friendly faces show up, which is awesome. But if you are looking for a wish buddy that is not, so let's say you don't have a friend or someone that you can do Wishbeads and the Wishwork with, just go ahead and introduce yourself and ask. See if somebody wants to connect and do the Wishwork together, because this is the powerful first step. Oh, I forgot the most obvious thing. Okay, back up. You write down your experience today. That's step one. Then the next is the 21 days of Wishwork. If you don't have my book, Wishwork, you can also sign up at wishbeads.com/yes. And that's where you activate your wish. What it does is that it kicks off 21 days of Wishwork, 21 days of super simple steps that help you, do something that during the day, like listen for lyrics in a song that's playing. And is there a message there? Or day 12, say your wish out loud, see what happens as a result. But if you're looking for some accountability, connection, maybe a new friend, go ahead, jump on the live and say, hey, anybody interested in being a wish buddy? And someone can DM you. You all can just meet each other. And there's been some amazingly powerful connections that have happened as a result from just saying like, I want to wish with somebody, you know, and that's it. It's like,
I'm happy to be anybody's wish buddy, by the way.
it's like wish dating, but for wishes. So anyway, there's all kinds of ways to connect. So I go live on Instagram every morning, but Sunday at 8:30 a.m. Pacific time on Instagram. And my Instagram handle is at wishbeads.official. And thank God I put official out there because now there's a lot of copycatters, which I'm not happy about. But if it means that more people are wishing, okay, but still, sometimes there's going to be things that seem not so pleasant, but hey, we got to let it go. So thank you all so much for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm so proud of all of you. And take this work, let it feed your soul, put it out into the world, and it really will help. It will help the world. So I thank you for that.